and aerialist. I'm going to be leading our flexibility section at the end today. It will be flexibility for JEDIs. We're going to use the force to gain active flexibility and balance. It's going to be really fun and hopefully leave you not super tight and sore after all of our hard working out. I also am just super grateful to you all for being here, for making Star Wars Day a thing. It's my favorite and I'm a huge nerd and I'm very excited about it. And then also just a huge thank you to Cressie for making this happen. And especially huge thank you to Cressie because it, like, behind the scenes, she's so communicative and transparent and like honest and open with the coaches. So it really, like, being a coach for this feels like being part of a community, which is something that otherwise would be missing a little bit during quarantine. So I'm really grateful for that. I'll pass it to, I think, Tylyn? Maybe I'm wrong. Whoever's next after me.
I think it is I first, but I think that you did a great job, Janelle, and it's always kind of a guessing game.
So close.
So close. And I just want to echo what you said. A big thanks to Cressie. This has definitely felt like a community during this time, which is so needed. And I missed you guys all last week, and I'm really excited to be here. My name is Staza, like you can read in the corner, and I am a showgirl C-3PO today, although I will be taking you through Boba Fett Booty Blast, so we're gonna be booty hunters instead of bounty hunters, and I can't wait.
Thank you, Staza. My name is Tylyn. I live in Lone Tree. It's about 20 minutes south of Denver, so I'm part of your Colorado community. Really, really happy that we are back. Spring break was good for the soul, but it's really lovely to see everyone's faces. I want to just reiterate kind of what was already said. It's so nice having like connected with many of you that I've never met in real life, but now I've met like over FaceTime or Facebook or Instagram or something like that, and that's been a real treat. Thank you so much for all of your contributions. If you have chosen to donate, it's been extremely helpful during this time, and it is received with such gratitude. So thank you so much. I'm going to be taking you through our core section of the day, Obi-Wan Kenobi core. And I'm going to pass it on to Anastasia, who's leading our Awaken the Force.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can see me or hear me. If you can, I'm really happy to be here. Comcast went out in my area. I'm a mobile hotspot right now. So if I cut out, I am so sorry. I'm really excited to do the warm-up day. But I don't know if I will. Can maybe someone type into the chat if you can actually see my video or not?
Hey, Anastasia, I just messaged you. We can't see you, and it's also, we can hear you sometimes, but not very clearly most of the time. I'm not sure that, I'm not sure this will work. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I feel really bad.
Oh, Anastasia, we love you. We're sorry. And Anastasia, can you guys hear me now? Okay. Anastasia's like probably actually knows Star Wars and I'm just a fraud. I'm so sorry. I know she probably had an amazing warm-up plan for you guys, and I'm gonna awaken the force with the force that is me as best I can. Anastasia, we love you. I don't know if you can hear us still. Please stick with us. I'm sorry you weren't able to lead warm-up. Comcast is a butt, but I'm gonna go ahead and start us on a warm-up. And then if for some reason Anastasia pops in with full force because the force brings her in, she can hop in. But I think for now, general consensus, thumbs up if you think me coaching is the right idea right now. That was pretty choppy, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Anastasia, for trying. We do appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. Let's just take a deep breath in and exhale. I'm already losing my costume. Here we go. Go ahead and just take 3 deep breaths to ground yourself, to center yourself. We took a nice long break, and now we're back. I don't know if any of you guys worked out over the break. I did a little bit, but not as much as I anticipated. Let's go ahead and start rolling our shoulders back here. But maybe this is your first time working out in a while. Maybe this is your first workout party. If it is your first workout party, welcome. We're so happy to have you. Couple more here. Let's take our fingertips to our shoulders, big elbow circles. There's a good chance that a chunk of the things I lead you through today were taught to me by Miss Valerie. If you can see the wonderful Valerie on your screen. All right, let's go ahead and do full arm circles here. And just kind of shake it out a little bit. Don't get too aggressive with your body right now. We're just trying to feel where we're at, trying to start moving in our joints. We're gonna roll our shoulders forward now. Start waking everything up. Maybe you went on a hike today. Maybe you went for a run today. Maybe you sat and binge watched a Netflix show. Maybe you binge watched a Netflix show while deep cleaning your bathroom. That's what I did. Fingertips to shoulders, elbows forward. I just started watching Married at First Sight, and it is a crazy concept, but I'm enjoying it. Let's go ahead and do full arm circles forward. And shake that out. Go ahead and take your head very gently over to one side and just take a nice deep breath there. Go ahead and roll your head forward and over to the other side. Deep breath. And again to the other side. And back. Good. Now up into center, back to neutral spine. Go ahead and look down and up. And down and up. Neutral, look side to side. Back and forth a couple of times here. Now go ahead and do full rotation head circles if that feels good for you. Stick with semicircles if going to the back does not feel good for you. Go at your own pace and feel free to stop anywhere it feels extra yummy or sticky and you just want to give it a little extra love in that spot. And back around the other way. And shake that out. Good. Now we're going to do some gentle twists with the upper body. You can keep your knees soft here. We're not going to go too crazy. I'm keeping my elbows up right now just to kind of help keep this in my upper back. And now I'm going to drop my arms and make it a little bit looser, a little bit sloppier. So now I'm moving my arms all the way around my body, letting them wrap and bounce off. If I had some poi, it's one of the only things I do with poi, is wrap them around my body. Good, and shake that out. Let's do a couple little bounces in the knees. Don't lock them out at the top, just start warming them up. Good. And now we're gonna do hip circles. So keeping that slight bend in the knees as we go around. Make them pretty big. And then we're gonna work our way into making them really small. So spiraling that in until you're doing teeny tiny little circles, engaging the glutes, firing up the midsection, and little circles the opposite direction. Then we're gonna work our way out to a big circle. So starting small, and bigger, and bigger. Good. Go ahead and put your hands on your knees. Come down to a squat, nothing too crazy yet. We're not super warm. And now you'll straighten the legs, drop the head, and look at your bum. And put your hands on your shins to bring your back into a flat back, looking out, spine long, back down. Bend the knees to bring your chest back up into your squat position. Go ahead and dip one shoulder in to give another twist to the back here. We'll go to the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna go back and forth between the pike shape and our squat shape. So you'll pike, give a little pull, breathe, come back up into your squat. See if you can do it with no hands here. Come down, grab the backs of the legs to pull yourself through. Come back to your squat. Only to this, as low as the squat feels nice right now. Don't push it too hard. I spared you the crazy cardio burn starter that I normally make my students do. Couple more here. Good, and shake that out. Let's go ahead and pick up our knee. We're going to do little, what do we call these? Rotate the toes, ankle rotations. Woo, words are hard sometimes. And the other direction. And now back the other way, and we're just gonna do the shin this time. As Staza likes to say, stir our pot. I have no idea what a Star Wars being would do with their limb in this moment, but maybe you know better than I do. I'm just a Jedi in training, a wee baby Jedi. Now let's take our full knee all the way around and back the other way. All right, shake that out. Other side, ankles. Working on your Jedi balance here, or your showgirl robot balance. All right, toes the other direction. So, all right, stir up your Jedi magic awesome sauce. That shin. I hope I'm doing Anastasia at least a little bit of justice here. Let's go back the other way. And full knee. Then I have to keep going. I've lost my phone with my time on it. Oh, I found it. Good, okay, awesome. Shake that out. Yes, okay. Now let's go ahead and take our arms up overhead, big breath, and let it go. This time we're gonna add a little bit of a plie as we come up. So we'll go big breath, stand up, let it go. This time on the way up, roll your wrists one direction and roll them the other way coming down. And again. Good. Now we're gonna reach up long and over to the side for a nice side bend here. You know, this is Jedi Janelle's, one of her top favorite secret weapons of stretchiness and bendiness and overall body health happiness. We're gonna stretch long to come back up to the other side. Just reach long and over. And back up and down. Just give an overall shimmy to the whole body. Shake everything out. Now I want you to start getting your blood moving. So find whatever jive feels good for your body right now. You may or may not have taken one of the parties with me where I shared with you guys what strancing is, with that stretch dancing. So I want you to move in ways that start to feel really good for your body. I don't know, doing some crazy Jedi mind tricks with your body, stretching, strance dance right now. Yeah, I feel the force. Don't be afraid to make it big. Don't be afraid to get low on the floor. You can crawl around if that starts to feel good. I'm losing my costume. Woo! Yes, beautiful, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and bring it down to the floor. That was beautiful. We're just going to do a couple of leg lifts here. So find a comfortable straddle, nothing crazy. And then I want you to point your toe and engage your leg and try to lift the heel off the floor. Now I have hyperextension in my knees, so I get a very large lift. Yours might not go anywhere at all. You're just gonna think about pulling up on the quad. Just a few of those. Relax and flex the foot. You can go ahead and pull back on the toes if you'd like. It feels nice after the point. And we'll go to the other side. So we're just going to pull up on everything. Try and lift that heel off the floor. Again, everybody's anatomy is different. You may not actually get a physical lift off the floor. The idea is that we're engaging all those muscles though. Good, and pull back on the flex. Yes, go ahead and swing your legs behind you. Come into a tabletop position. Woo! Okay, we're gonna do a couple cat-cows here. So most of you probably know what that is, but if not, you're gonna drop your belly down, lift your chin up, curl your tailbone towards the ceiling. And then you're gonna reverse that by pressing through your shoulders, rounding your spine, looking down and curling your tailbone. We'll go back and forth through those a few times. This time I want you to take your body, your rib cage to one side, and press your knees and your shoulders to the opposite side. So you're gonna be just extending your rib cage out to one side and then the other. Now we're gonna make this a full circle. Drop the belly, lift the chin, press to the side, come up into that curled cat position, press out to your other side, and back to cow position. So this is called disco kitty, disco poodle, sexy kitty, sexy poodle. Round motions with your ribs. You can call it all sorts of things. I wish I had a funny Star Wars pun for it. Good. Now go ahead and take your arms out in front of you like this. You can look through your thumbs here and press your armpits towards the ground. If you're super bendy here, you probably already know this, but you can tense your fingertips up on the carpet to make more space for you to drop the armpits down. I wanted to do core warm up with you guys so bad, but I figured that might be really mean considering Tylyn is definitely going to make you work. Good, go ahead and slide out of that. Come up onto your knees here. And you can either just have hands on hips and press forward and look up, or you can take hands down to your ankles, thumbs out for a deeper stretch here. Make sure if you come into full camel pose, you also can get yourself out. You can walk yourself up your body if you find that you get a little stuck there, but hopefully if you're in camel, it's because you know that this is accessible to you. And then come out of that. Child's pose. Child's pose with knees wide. Take a really deep belly breath here. And slowly let it out. Thank your bodies for being here. You are about to get a pretty serious workout. You guys are all incredible, amazing, wonderful, and capable. And I'm so proud of you for being here. Go ahead and come out of that. And I'm gonna pass it over to Tylyn to Obi-Wan Kenobi our chorus.
Cressie, thank you so much for leading us through that warm-up. You did a really wonderful job, especially when these curveballs are thrown at us, which feels like this huge metaphor for life right now. So good job. Thank you. I'm so excited to give you guys a little bit of a core workout today. I was going to do one on my own, and then I remembered that I get to lead this section, so I'm saving it for now. I would like everyone to go ahead and find a comfortable spot on their floor where they have some space. You can use a mat if needed, and the only equipment for my section is to bring the force. Star Wars reference, in case you didn't know. All right, find your spot on the floor. I've got mine. All right. So the first thing we're going to start with is a series of planks, just a little bit to get our core kind of fired up. We've already got it warmed up from Cressie's warm up, and now we're going to get it extra activated. So find yourself in, we're going to start with side planks today. So please get into your side plank that can be on your forearm, driving your foot down into the ground. Lift your hip up towards the ceiling. You want your shoulder to be directly stacked over your elbow, and we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Everyone find your spot, and I'll get the timer going. It talks. Okay, awesome. So while we're here, we want to think about squeezing the glutes, bringing the belly button in towards the spine, and pushing down through our elbow and our palm. You can go ahead and play with your hand here, up and around, up and down, whatever you want to do. The next thing we're going into once this is over in 5 seconds is dipping and touching our hip to the ground. So go ahead and start doing that. I'll give a different angle. So we're just dipping and touching our hip. If this feels like too much, go ahead and give yourself a little break on the ground and then lift back up. Break on the ground, lift back up. Whatever feels good to you. Keep holding in. You can do it. Feel those muscles on your side. I think it always feels nice when I actually feel them engaged, and then I get all excited that I've got some. Go ahead and come down. Good. Go over to your other side. Same thing. We're starting just by holding ourselves up, pushing through our shoulder down on top of our elbow. Those should be stacked on top of each other. Fingers are pointing out in front of us. Your top hand can go wherever you want. You can use it as a lightsaber. If I know I have a lightsaber somewhere. I'll find it. All right, next is our taps. Tap your hip down and up at whatever pace you want. Slow is always nice. We had something at my job that I no longer work at. We had something at work where we like to tell our clients that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. It's better to go slowly and make it nice and smooth. Good, 5 seconds left. Awesome, twist back around to that other side. We're going back on your original side. Take your top arm, reach it up towards the ceiling, and you're going to scoop it around like you have a huge beach ball in front of you. Touch under your hip and come back up to the ceiling. Touch under, come back up. So you're bringing your 4 fingers out and around, scooping underneath you, back up to the top. All right, switch sides. Back to the front. Ooh. All right, good. All right, we've only got 15 more seconds. You're halfway through. We will defeat gravity on these planks. We will not let them get to us. All right, good. 5 seconds left. We got this. Beautiful. Come into your high plank position or your high push-up. So our wrists are going to be directly under our shoulders. Feet are out behind us. Scoop your tailbone under and check in to see if your shoulders are actually over your wrists. We've got 15 more seconds left here. Push yourself a little bit harder today. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your hamstrings. Check in with your butt. Is your belly button pulled in? Good. Now down to our forearms for our forearm plank. Shoulders are directly over our elbows. Same thing with our booty. It's squeezed, it's tucked under. Push that ground away. See if you can actually push your shoulders down away from your ears into the ground. Good. Now come up to high plank, one at a time, and back down. I like to always start with my right first, so I'll have my right hand lead. And now I'm gonna switch to my left. Whatever you do, it's okay. Try and make it even if you can. See if you can keep your hips from moving too far side to side. Good, we've only got 15 more seconds here. You've got it, keep going. Hold that belly in tight. Next time you find yourself in forearms, go ahead and stay there. We're gonna move on to our forearm hip dips. So on your forearms with your hips raised, we're gonna drop them down to the side, bring them to the top, down to the other side. We're gonna back through center. So we're rotating our feet. I'll show you the view of my feet. They're almost like windshield wipers right now. Heels drop, come back to toes, and then they drop to the other side. All right. From here, we are going to walk our toes up, getting our booty up to the sky. I think they call this dolphin. Bring it back down to forearm. Come back up again. We'll do this 5 times. These are almost like inchworms, but on our forearms. So as you're raising your tailbone up, you're still pushing the ground away. I've got 2 more. Go as slow or as fast as you need. All right, this is last one. When you find yourself back in form, we got 1 more thing left. Our toe taps to the side. In your forearm plank. Tap your right leg out, tap your left leg out. Switch legs and just do small taps. Awesome, everybody. This is so good. You can do this. Planks are hard, and we've got it. Keep that belly tucked in. Check in, is your butt squeezing? And come down. So good, so good. So, do we feel warmed up? Was that good? Do we feel like we're getting going? I got the sun. The sun is shining so much. All right, next on our list is a lightsaber canoe crunch. So if you have a lightsaber, I have one generously donated at the time being. It's a lot of sun. Let's move us over here. You're going to sit back on our tailbone, essentially our lower back, upper butt, and we're gonna bend one leg in and then switch with the other. While we're doing that, we're gonna take our hands and bring them on the side of the extended leg and push around, just like we'd be rowing in a boat. And then we'll switch. I have my lightsaber, so I wanna go ahead and use that. And we're just going swimming through space. Try and see if you can go slower. If you find that you go through these exercises really fast, more like a cardio workout, take it a little slower. See how that feels to your body today. Give it a shot. Beautiful job. All right, we've got 10 more, 5 on each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next thing, we're gonna do V-ups to butterfly. So for here, laying down, we're gonna come up to our V, come back down, and up to a butterfly where we're essentially holding ourselves up in this cute little, I don't know, it's like a little baby squat. This sun is ridiculous. Okay, you guys are gonna go, nope, that's worse. Right there. All right. We've got 12 of these. Go ahead and do them at your own pace. So we're starting in a V, crunching up, bringing those toes up, bring our hands and meet our toes, coming back down, keeping our belly tucked under, sweeping around to the side, and giving ourselves a little hug, and then returning to our start. That's 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, keep breathing through it. 5, we're almost halfway there. 6, reach those toes all the way up to the galaxy. This feels like a dance if you really think about it positively, otherwise it kind of sucks. Oh yeah. Oh no, I lost count. Maybe 8? Use that belly. We have 3 more. 2 more, we can do it. Last one. Good. Fabulous. Everyone, I'm so impressed with how I see you push yourselves, and for those of us that have had the opportunity, oh my God, to connect past this avenue, it's just been really, really lovely to see everyone's pushing themselves through this really crazy time. And it's really wonderful to see everyone like doing it right here together. This is our teamwork. We come together, circus workout party, and we get it done. And it makes me really happy. I've also missed circus workout party for the week. All right, we are doing one more thing before I'm passing it on to Staza for Boba Fett Booty Blast. And this one's gonna be fun, and it's gonna start our booty. So everyone go ahead and stand up, please. Dun, dun, dun. God, I need to get shades or something. All right, so from our standing position, we're gonna take, I'm gonna start with my right arm up, my left leg is extended out to the other side. So just opposite arm, opposite leg, crunch up to the side, bring them back out, and then I want you to lift your leg out into the side with your toes pointed forward and flexed for the booty, okay? So we're gonna crunch, extend, lift, come together, switch sides. Crunch, extend, lift that leg, flex that foot, other side, good. Crunch, extend, lift. Switch, crunch, extend, lift. Good, 3 more. Each side, crunch, extend, crunch, extend, good. Keep going, whatever your pace is. See if you can really isolate the outer glute. You're doing great. When you bring that knee up, crunch that belly in. Really bring your elbow to your knee. God, talking and counting is the worst. Last one on each side. Beautiful, shake it out. We shake it out in space. Thank you so much. Back to Miss Staza for the Boba Fett Booty Blast.
Thank you so much, Tylyn and Cressie, for awakening the force within us all. So, my showgirl C3PO is going to start standing. We're going to do, like I said, Boba Fett Booty Blast. So we're going to start with our booty hunters. Oh yeah, legs are going to be wide, toes are pointed out. We're going to do some deep squats here, hands of choice, power fist, prayer. I don't care what you do, but we're going to do 20 of these all together. That's right, making sure you're squeezing at the top, remembering that you are going on a booty hunt. So you are bringing your best to the table. And I'm going to try to stay on track with my counting as well. I usually get quite off. Oops, speaking of which, let me start my timer, but you keep on squatting, guys. I kept counting, I promise. I just winked, but you can't tell behind my robot eyes. I think we are about halfway there. If you're further, maybe you're a faster squatter than me. You are much more eager to get on this booty hunt. Checking in with your form, keeping that core engaged that we just fired up. Keeping your back nice and straight. Nice, a couple more here. I'm calling this last one. All right, bring those legs in. We're going to do squats facing on. So Boba Fett, he chills in deep space. I don't know if you know that, but that's where he likes to hang out. So these are our deep space squats. Same thing, gonna go down, bring it back up. Finding a range that's comfortable for you. Keeping good alignment, really squeezing that booty at the top. Maybe try to go a little bit deeper each time. We're getting into deep, deep space here. And we're doing 20 of these, if I didn't already say so. This is like the first time in this past month where my booty has not been sore since we had a break from circus workout party. So I'm excited to have the booty burn again tomorrow. Nice job, you guys. Keeping that core engaged, finding good alignment, using the force of your glutes. We are more than halfway. If you're counting on your own, maybe you've made it there. I'm still jetpacking along. Couple more. Last one, and awesome. Okay, I'm going to remove my showgirl jacket, dun-da-da-da, because I'm sweating profusely. We're going to stand, legs tight together, squeezing that midline up, and we're gonna do little heel raises. So raising up to the sky, keeping that booty engaged as we do so. Oh, as you can see, my little R2-D2 just walked across the screen. It's a fluffy R2-D2. Nice. You're wearing your jetpack. You're trying to blast off. But maybe you just can't quite get enough juice, so every time you're like, oh, I try again. I try again. Super frustrating, but this is great. This jetpack failure is great for your butt. And if I didn't say, we are also doing 20 of these, surprise, surprise. Coming up on our last one here, and I'm gonna hold it at the top. Squeeze everything in, suck in that midline, squeeze that booty, shoot that energy out of your head, and lower as slow as you can. Whew. Mine was not very slow. Apparently I lost the force there for a second. We're gonna stay standing on our legs. We're going to do lightsaber battle with our legs. So I'm going to flex my right foot. I'm going to bring that leg across body, out and behind body. Drawing a little triangle pattern. I'm engaged the whole time, trying to power this motion with my booty. Foot is flexed because I find that gives me better engagement. You might find it differently. With a pointed foot, you do you, you know? There's no rules in space. We're in a galaxy far, far away, so no judgment. We are doing 10 of these, and that is both a back and a front. Together is 1. So we are more than halfway there. You're just swinging your lightsaber around, knocking some shit over, cutting holes in some walls. Nice, last one. And awesome. Shake that leg out. We're gonna switch to the other side. Same exact thing. Flex foot, super engaged, squeezing across, out to the side, and behind. This is also a great balance tester. So my core is also engaged in this moment, trying to keep myself afloat. Unfortunately, there is gravity on this planet, so that is something we have to battle. But like we said, you can use the force. Use that force to float. And use your long, beautiful lightsaber leg to slice through whatever it is you're slicing. Because maybe you're not in a battle. Maybe you don't really like to battle. So you're just cutting up stuff for fun. Someone's throwing watermelons at you, and you're just, hi-ya! A couple more. Last one. Awesome. Shake that out. We're gonna go back to that first leg. We're going to do little extensions out. So I'm not trying to kick as far as I can. This is not about flexibility. I'm really trying to use the force of my glutes to power this motion. So I'm lifting as far as I can to the front with just my booty doing the engagement. So hopefully the whole back of your leg is feeling activated by this. We're doing 10. We're gonna do 10 out to the side, same exact way, only as far as our booty can lift it. Also, my roll-up glasses are fine, which shows you the level of sweat I am currently experiencing. And then we're gonna do 10 to the back. This is my favorite one because I really feel like I can feel my butt doing all of the work. It's blasting off that leg into space. And 10. Go ahead, shake that out, switch sides, surprise, surprise. Same thing, we're gonna start to the front. Use the force to raise the leg. My core is still engaged. I'm reaching up nice and tall, out the top of my head. And 10 to the side. Nice. You guys are going to be pro booty hunters yet. And 10 to the back. Ooh, if you don't fall over. I lost it. I lost the force. And 10. Shaking that out, we're going to come to the ground in our tabletop position on all fours. Ooh, what are we doing? We're gonna get ready for a little pod race. That's right. I'm gonna bend that leg so it's straight in line with the ground. My foot is flexed towards the ceiling, and I'm going to use just my booty to power tiny little pulses up to the ceiling. So you're just getting prepped. You're getting prepped to get into your pod. You want to feel super limber. We're doing 10 of these. We're going to straighten that leg and continue just these tiny, tiny little lifts. Maybe you're getting ready to fight the Empire. You're about to go on a super important mission. You need to be ready. We are going to bend that knee again. This time we're going to take that flex foot and we're going to kick back as hard as we can. Maybe there's some stormtroopers coming up behind you and you dropped your lightsaber on the ground, so you just gotta kick them in the face as they come near you. We're doing 10 of these. And then we're gonna point that foot, keep that leg straight. We're gonna tap all the way down to the floor and lift up. Once again, not about flexibility here, even though I know you have some beautiful flexible backs. It's just about lifting from the glute. And yes, it is a trap. I have walked you all into a trap, and now you're stuck here sweating and blessing your booty with me. We're doing 10. We're gonna leave that leg straight, toe pointed. We're gonna touch to one side, rainbow the leg up and over to the other side. Drawing these big, beautiful rainbows. Maybe you're joining my showgirl C-3PO in the cantina, and this is the dance that we decided to do together. We're doing 10 of these. Nice. Beautiful, glorious rainbows, or shooting stars across the galaxy. One more. And 10. We're going to come back into that tabletop position. I am going to just lift my leg up to the side. That's right. You might know these as fire hydrants. We're going to call these fighter jets. We are opening up our wings. We are ready. Nice. Leaving that leg up and bent, I'm gonna bring that knee to my elbow and back. I'm trying not to do anything with my upper body. I'm really trying to isolate this into my glute so it's less of a side crunch because we just did a lot of side stuff with Tylyn. And 10, awesome. We are going to do all of that on the other side. I was gonna check my time. Okay, so going to our other leg, bending that knee, flexing that foot, doing those tiny little pulses up to the sky. Just as gentle as can be. You're training how to use your force gently, which is just as important as forcefully. We're gonna straighten that leg, continue those tiny little pulses. We're gonna bend that knee again, flex that foot, and do our kickbacks. You drop something else on the ground, I guess you're just clumsy today. You're giving the enemy a chance to sneak up behind you. So you gotta kick him in the face. Nice, straighten that leg, point that foot, tap down and up. Checking in with the rest of your body. How are your wrists feeling? How's your core? Is it engaged? Be like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Then we're gonna take this into rainbows, tapping one side, bringing it up in a nice, beautiful rainbow arch. Or maybe you're just drawing out plans for the Death Star, and this is just the first top of it. So you're showcasing half of a circle. Maybe you're evil. Last one. Coming back to that tabletop, we're gonna do our fighter jets, AKA fire hydrants, lifting that knee up to the side and bringing the leg back down. We're doing 10. Leaving that leg up, I'm gonna bring my knee to my elbow 10 times. Okay, I have a couple more things I'm gonna try to squeeze in. We're gonna come down to our sides, to our Jabba the Hutt pose. That's right, I'm not giving you a choice to decide what sexy alien you wanna be. You're just Jabba the Hutt. From here, we're gonna lift our knees up, keeping our feet together. Sometimes these are called clamshells. Since I am C-3PO, I'm gonna call this, oh no, my parts are showing. And if you're a Star Wars nerd, you'll understand. Nine and 10. All right, this time we're gonna lift up, then we're gonna leave the knee where it's at, take the foot, point it up towards the ceiling, touch back, and close the leg. So we're adding this little kind of flick leg lift. This is called, these are not the droids you're looking for. So we're trying to, you know, point them in another direction because we're definitely not the right ones, no. We are doing 10 of these. And I lost count, but I think this is 7. Last one. Use your Jedi tricks to swing to the other side. Do your Jabba the Hutt with this side. We're gonna do our little just knee raises. And I am on my forearm, but you could go down and rest your head on your hand, or you could lay flat. Whatever yourself needs, you give that to yourself. I think there's a cattail on the screen currently, but it's really hard for me to tell because my glasses are fogged. Keep doing those while I stop my timer that's so rudely interrupting our beauty blast. We're gonna turn those into the leg lift and then the toe lift. Yep. Nice. And I know I'm going over just a little bit, I'm sorry. I got so excited to go on this booty hunt. This is the last thing. You guys can do it. Power through it. Only a few more. Last one. And done. Woo! Thanks, guys, for joining me on that booty blast. I'm gonna pass it over to Janelle and unfog my goggles.
Let's just go ahead and take a 1 to 2 minute break real quick in case anybody needs to use the bathroom or get more water or anything, and then we'll come back and cool down with Janelle. Janelle, do we need anything for your section?
I didn't put anything on the list, so there's nothing that is required. Some people might enjoy having a belt or a strap or some kind of something to loop around their leg, but you don't need it.
Thank you, Janelle.
Awesome.
Well, so yeah, let's meet back in like a minute. Use the bathroom if you need to, and then when it looks like everyone's back, Janelle, just go ahead and start when it feels right for you.
Sounds good. I'm going to give folks just one more minute. I'm still seeing a few empty screens, and I'm going to talk for a minute at the beginning, so you'll have a few more seconds to catch your breath and massage your booty. Casey is asking who on Venmo to send money to. Send it to Cressie. She's at Cressie Mae, and she will divide it up at the end of the week between the instructors. Okay, I see most of us are back. Let's go ahead and get in a comfortable position. You could be seated. Some of you are already lying flat on your belly, which is fine, wherever you're comfy. Welcome, young Padawan learners, to the JEDI Academy. I know that you've already had a difficult journey to get here, but today we're going to really learn to focus and to harness the power of the Force to gain length and flexibility and balance in our bodies. JEDI is essentially a peaceful religion, and so our approach to this flexibility exercise should be as peaceful as possible. When you find maybe a little bit of frustration or rage arising, notice it, let it pass through you, and let it exit the body, staying with the Force the entire time. We're gonna start seated, nice and tall. You can't see me. We're gonna start seated, nice and tall. You can be in a cross-legged position, or you can have the legs straight out in front of you, whatever feels most comfortable. And I want you to put your hands either on your knees if you're cross-legged, or down on the ground if you're sitting with your legs in front. And the first thing we're gonna do is take 3 deep breaths. With each inhale, feeling ourselves fill with a sense of peace, and with each exhale, releasing any frustration, tightness, anger, any of that stuff that will turn us into sits if we're not careful. Here we go. When you have finished your 3 breaths, go ahead and come to a standing position. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see, but you can face any direction you like. We're going to plant the feet about hip distance apart. We're gonna stick our Boba Fett booty out, leaning forward with a flat or even arched back. You can support yourself on your thighs, on your shins, or if it's more comfortable, on a piece of furniture or a wall. Opening and lengthening the back of the legs and the top of the hamstring. Letting softness come back into the body after all of the engagement and the squeezing that we just did. And then on an exhale, you can round forward. Let your head, neck, and shoulders be heavy. Grab your opposite side elbows and gently sway side to side here. And then let your sway come to the center and become still. Gently bend one knee, keeping the other one nice and straight. And switch. And then switch once more, noticing if the two legs feel different from one another. It's important for a Jedi to have self-knowledge and self-awareness. And if your two sides are different, that doesn't mean anything, but it's worth noting. And give them each the stretch that they need. Switch one more time if you haven't already. And then bend your knees a lot and have a seat on the floor. We're gonna sit with our legs long in front of us, sitting up nice and tall. You may have to kind of pull the muscle of your legs and your booty out to the side so that you can feel your sits bones pressing straight down into the ground. We're gonna place our feet slightly apart, one hand on each side of one leg, so that you're looking straight along the line of the top of that leg. We're gonna turn that leg out in the socket and keep the knee super duper straight. And we're going to get our active pike here. So you're going to use the force to lift that leg up as much as you can and lower it gently. It will be tempting to lean back to get the leg to lift higher. I want you to resist that temptation, just like we have to resist becoming a Sith accidentally. So you're gonna turn that leg out, keep the back flat, lift, and lower. 10 of these with each leg. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Turn to the other leg. Same thing. We're gonna turn that leg out, keeping the back as flat as possible, resisting the temptation to lean back. Lift the leg as high as you can using the turnout muscles and the low abs. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then go ahead and put the legs together and just lean forward over your legs, keeping them about 50% of the effort to keep them straight. So they don't have to be like at the beginning of class, but we do want the backs of the legs pressing down. Beautiful. If you have a lot of space in your flexibility of your hamstrings here, you can also tuck your hands underneath your heels and use that to pull yourself long onto your legs. Beautiful. Very nice. Flex the feet. Getting that big, big calf stretch. And then relax. Good. Shaking it out. Beautiful. We're going to stretch the fronts of our legs, so our quads and our hips. We're going to take what is normally a hurdler stretch, but I have decided is a pod racer stretch because that's the only other kind of race you know, like hurdling is, there's hurdle races and there's pod, you get it. Okay, so we're gonna have one leg tucked behind us so that the heel and the booty are in contact. If this twists your knee at all, you're welcome to do the same stretch but standing by grabbing onto the shin and holding the leg there. But hopefully we can all get into this more relaxed version. If you have any booty at all, you may need to lift your hips, tuck your tail under, and set the top half of your butt down on the ground so that you're not crunching in your low back here. And then go ahead and lower to your elbows. Even if you know that you can go further, go ahead and pause at the elbows. Another main tenet of JEDI religion is being humble. It's important not to just jump right in to the hardest stretch, but to take a path of gentleness and smoothness into it. Then,
Janelle,
what?
so sorry, somebody asked if they're feeling it in their knee, are they doing it wrong?
You don't want to feel a twist in the joint of the knee, but you may feel like the tightness of your quad is closer to your knee than it is to your hip joint. So if it feels like a muscle stretching near the knee, that's okay. You just don't want that twist of the joint. I hope that that answers your question. Thanks, Cressie. Good eye. I can't see the chat very easily from where I am, so good. If you've lowered all the way down, that's great. If you're down here and you still want more stretch, you can lift the free knee up to point to the ceiling and then open that leg out into a stag position or a TIE fighter position, if you will. And starting to pay attention to your breath here, noticing if it's still elevated from all the hard work that we just did. And remembering to let that sense of the peaceful nature of the force infuse your breath. And then we'll come on out of there. Same thing on the other side. Balance in the force is very important. So we always try to seek balance. But balance doesn't mean something being exactly the same on both sides. It means each side being appropriate for itself. So if you did one variation of this stretch on the first side, but that doesn't feel good on the second side, do what the second side needs. Pausing in the elbows, and then lowering to the back after a moment, if you like. If you'd like a little more stretch, bring that knee up and then open the leg out to the side. And then when you're ready, you can come on out of there. The next thing we're going to do is going to be standing up. So make your way to a standing up position. I'm going to do a quick time check. Beautiful. In our standing position, we're going to continue with that theme of balance in the force, but we're also going to have the extension and the active flexibility. So watch this one first. 3 options. Option 1. I'm going to bring one leg up, hold it with my arms, and squeeze it into my chest and practice balancing here, really feeling my standing leg, trying to keep my standing knee as straight as possible, squeezing the glute of the standing leg, focusing on balance and extension through the leg that's pressing into the ground. Option 2, if that's fairly easy for you, you engage the glute even more, hinge the hip, pressing the hip forward to get a little bit more of a stretch in the front of that standing leg. Option 3, if you're like a full-fledged freaking JEDI, you're gonna grab the calf, straighten the leg in front of you, and hinge at the hip. Once again, focusing on keeping the standing leg straight and that standing foot grounding into the ground. So go ahead and play through those options. You don't have to pick one and stick with it. You can kind of explore. Beautiful, very nice. I'm just going through and looking at everybody. Very good work. Trying to keep that standing knee straight. Very nice. Very good. And then Cressie, do I go till 7:10 or 7:15? Are there 5 minutes at the end for stuff?
Whenever you get through your material up until 7:15. I'm gonna want to take photos with whoever sticks around, but you know.
Cool. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Once again, remembering that our different sides are different. Balance is not being perfectly even on both sides. It's doing for each side what it needs. Super straight standing leg, really grounding that standing foot into the ground. If you'd like to hinge at the hip, you can, getting a little more stretch in that standing hip. And if you would like a big challenge, grab the calf, straighten the leg in front of you, keeping the standing knee straight, and even hinge at the hip here. Good, very nice. When you're ready, you can come on out of there. Beautiful. Last balancing thing we're going to do is because of that one glimpse in like that one Star Wars movie of the Jedi Academy where, oh no, and it happens in the old series as well, where they've got the blindfold and they're trying to like fight the thing, but they can't see it. They have to feel it with the Force. So what we're gonna do is standing on one leg, we're gonna lift our free leg up. Version 1 is using the Force and your eyesight to balance. You're gonna begin to just move the free leg around and find balance while also having movement in the rest of the body. Option 2, for like apprentice Jedis, you're gonna go ahead and close your eyes while you do the same thing. Here we go, pick your option and go. Feeling the Force in terms of the standing foot being the thing that's balancing and stabilizing you. Using the muscles of the standing leg to keep you upright. Keep going, keep going. Go slowly if that feels better. Go quickly if that feels more exciting. And then come on out of there. Same thing, other side. Once again, doing what works for this side. Eyes open or closed. Most important is pressing that standing foot firmly into the ground and putting the majority of your attention on the surface of the standing foot so that you can really feel all the small adjustments that it has to make to hold you up here. This is secretly handstand exercise, by the way. Good, keep going, keep going. Beautiful. Very nice, and then come on out of there. Excellent. Let's stand with our feet nice and wide, a little wider than hip distance apart here. We're gonna bring one arm up alongside our ear, extend it like a lightsaber coming out of the lightsaber handle, so all the way straight up toward the ceiling. And then let that lift and extension be what lifts you up and over into your big side stretch. We used our core and our sides a lot today, so we'll probably be feeling that stretch nice and long. Hopefully it's feeling nice and warm as well. If you'd like more stretch, reach the bottom hand down towards your ankle bone. If you'd like less stretch, grab onto your calf, straighten your elbow, and support yourself here. Either one is fine. And then when you're ready, you're gonna go ahead and switch sides. Once again, the legs are wider than hip distance apart. Bring the other arm up. Extend your lightsaber up out of its handle. You can make the noise if you want to, because nobody else can hear you, so you can do whatever. And up and over to the side. Reaching, reaching long here. If you want to reach that bottom hand down towards the ankle bone, you can. If you want to support yourself more strongly with the lower arm, you can. And extend long to come out of there. Beautiful. The last thing that we're gonna do is gonna be for our back. So we're gonna start out lying on our belly. Legs are long behind us. They can be slightly apart. Together just makes the exercise a little more challenging. First, we're gonna do like, I had a really good analogy for this, shoot. You're gonna come up into a high cobra, and then, like a TIE fighter, sinking into a swamp, you're gonna lower yourself slowly, walking your hands forward, pulling forward, finding articulation through the spine, all the way down. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the way up, but this time is like a TIE fighter rising from the swamp, leading with the head, lifting, using the arms as much or as little as you need to walk yourself up and wrap your spine around an imaginary log, getting as much lift and curl in the upper back as you can. We're gonna do this 2 more times, sinking into the swamp, walking the hands out, getting lots of length and articulation through the spine. Do, 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 do. And then rising up, using the muscles of the back, but supporting them as much as they need with the hands, walking the hands up, lift, extend, and curl. And down, this is the last one, all the way down. And we're gonna go all the way up, last time. Hopefully the back muscles are feeling a little more online here. And then if you want a challenge, you're going to try to remove your hands and maintain your position using the back muscles. And then put the hands down and lower all the way back down. Come on up. Bring your knees into your chest. Hug your legs. Tuck your chin. Do a little side to side, just opening the back out so that it doesn't feel crunchy when we finish. You can also put your legs in front of you or come back to your cross-legged position. Tuck the chin, round the spine, reach the hands forward and long. And then round on back up. Congratulations, young Padawans. You all have worked really hard. You have to be super special and chosen to be in the Jedi Academy, so you should all feel really great about yourselves. Thank you for your hard work. The universe is in good hands with y'all. I'm gonna thank Cressie again as well for making this happen and for the super fun theme and for letting me do stretching for Jedis and get really weird and wooey with it. And then the instructors are gonna go ahead and do our checkouts and our thank yous, and we will be finished.